Hi, I'm Kay Walter. At Bergen Community College, we believe that all citizens need to be informed about the important issues that affect their lives. That's why we're proud to support the programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, Delta Dental of New Jersey. Everyone deserves a healthy smile. Wells Fargo, Bergen Community College, PSE&G, committed to improving New Jersey's economy and strengthening its communities. JAG Physical Therapy. And by New Jersey Sharing Network, dedicated to saving lives through organ and tissue donation. Promotional support provided by Meadowlands Regional Chamber, building essential connections that drive business growth. And by New Jersey Family Magazine and njfamily.com.
This is One-on-One. I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at that.
Life without dance is boring.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No.
People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Hi, Steve Adubato. Welcome to the Tisch WNET studio. It is our honor and pleasure to welcome for the first time, hopefully won't be the last, Andrew McCarthy, the author of a book called Just Fly Away, an actor, director. You recognize him from a whole bunch of things that he has been doing for how many years have you been in the business?
Since '82.
First film was?
Called Class with Jacqueline Bisset. I played Jacqueline Bisset's young lover. Yeah. It's been downhill ever since. I should have quit right then.
I'm sorry, was that hard work doing that?
I was 19 years old, and I went to an open call up on 72nd Street, and they wanted an 18 vulnerable and sensitive kid, and I was like, dude. And
was she there?
No, she was not. But I went to 7 or 8 auditions, and they flew me out to Los Angeles to her house up in the hills, and they drove me up to Jackie's house to be approved, and yeah, she approved.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
And how soon after do some of the other really great things, Pretty in Pink and St. Elmo's Fire, how quickly after?
I didn't work for about a year after I did Class. And so I thought, oh, well, that was it. I had my shot and it's over. But then I guess I did another movie called Heaven Help Us, and then St. Elmo's Fire happened, and then Pretty in Pink, and then they all sort of happened in a rush there.
Okay. Fast forward. Just a little bit. Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Directing.
Yeah. It's like herding cats, that show.
Okay, my wife's favorite show.
It's very good.
Netflix,
yeah.
Right? What do you love about the show?
I just think it's Jenji Cohen, the creator, as an original voice. You know, all those shows, all TV shows are the writer's voice, really. You know, you can shoot them in any different styles, but if the voice and the, dialogue and the characters aren't original and real, then that's what makes TV. You know, and the cast of characters in that, those are ladies that didn't get to do much except play house, cleaners and nannies and things, all shapes and sizes, all different ethnicities, and suddenly they're in the mix, and it's chaos, and it's great. I mean, it really works. There's a lot of truth in that show, and there's a lot of humor and pathos within the same moment,
For you, given your background as an actor, as a writer, when you're directing, how much of, it's complicated, I don't want to overcomplicate this, how much of that do you take into your directing, and how much of it frustrates you as a director because you have a sense of what could and should be?
Well, that's interesting, actually. I have every actor neuroses there is, so I understand.
Go back, hold on, wait a minute. I can't actually. Is there such a...
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, I understand being, defensive and all these kind of things. And, most of the time, it's the actor doesn't know the lines if there's a problem. And you kind of go, well, when I act like that, what's my problem? Oh, I don't know my lines. All right. So, Bobby, we're just going to do the first 2 lines from this shot, right? And then suddenly Bobby's charming again. But, I have a good eye for the truth when I see it. You know what I mean? So that's what I have as a director, is I can know, and I know how to talk to you quickly to get you sort of back on track or surprise you or let you know. I think what you really need as an actor is to know someone's paying attention. It's like being a good interviewer. Someone's paying attention, right. They're listening, and they're supporting you and wanting it to go well for you. And they are just sort of like a parent behind a child going, I've got you, go on out there, I'm right here. Go on, I'm right here. And So I think I understand that, and I know the need for that as an actor. Like when directors often go, cut, one more. First thing here as an actor is, oh, I failed. I always go, cut, good, let's go again. Go, oh, good, okay, I'm okay. You know, it's because instantly when you're an actor, you are in that vulnerable, open, childlike spot. And they say cut, you close up quick. And if you hear the first thing you hear is negative, you're like tense. And the last thing you can be as an actor, it's more than you wanted, isn't it? Last thing you can be an actor is tense. So the thing you want to be, relaxation. Laurence Olivier said the most important thing in acting is relaxation. So if I'm open and relaxed, so I go, cut, great, that's really nice. We're just going to go one more, keep rolling. Here we go, ready, and go. I'm still right in the mode, as opposed to, cut, yeah, one more. Okay, obviously I didn't do it right.
You're not a yeller.
It depends.
You don't appear to be here on PBS.
I should be around my kids.
I didn't say with your kids. And you work.
No,
you know?
I mean, it just creates tension. What you want to do, it's like being any sort of boss, is you want to empower people to do their best and make an environment so that they can risk failing and not be embarrassed and humiliated, right?
Oh, two of your kids, who's in the business, your kids?
Both I have 3 kids, and 2 of them have started to become actors.
How old?
15 and 10. My daughter was just Matilda on Broadway.
Yeah, we heard.
And she's doing another play now, 1984, on Broadway. And my son just did his first film, and Molly Ringwald was his mother. So
Whoa. Back it up.
My world's getting smaller and smaller.
Wait a minute.
I know, it's crazy.
It just happened that way?
It just happened that way, yeah. Comes home from rehearsal the first day and goes, Dad, my mom in the movie's Molly Ringwald.
Do you know her?
Do you know who Molly Ringwald is? Yes.
Did Molly call you or say anything?
She emailed me and said, we just did rehearsal the first day and your son walked away from me and it looked like you walking away 30 years ago. So it was kind of crazy and slightly disconcerting and lovely.
Good stuff. Talk to me about this book, Just Fly Away.
Yeah, in my it's a young adult novel about a 15-year-old girl who finds out she has a sibling across town that she never knew about. It's a book. I started writing a book about secrets and family secrets and how they destroy a marriage. And I was writing a book for 7 or 8 years, and I couldn't quite crack it. It was about a guy who had a one-night affair and had this child, and he never told his family about it. And I was writing it for a long time, and I couldn't figure it out. And my favorite character was always the 15-year-old daughter. And one day I just started writing from her point of view, and it changed everything. And suddenly I was writing a YA novel. Because I knew instantly that I was writing from the 15-year-old in myself to the 15-year-old in myself, if that makes sense. And I was just interested in this notion of secrets and how they destroy us. And, you know, we think it's fine, and it's not. You know, and they put up walls, and then particularly in families, and they're passed down from generation to generation. And with that, we've got stuff foisted upon us that we don't even know is foisted upon us. And so that was interesting to me.
Let me push you a little bit on that.
Yeah.
My doctorate is not in psychology, but it's too close for comfort. You ready?
Yeah.
You grew up in Westfield, New Jersey.
I did.
Describe the neighborhood.
My neighborhood I was one of those be home by 6 for dinner neighborhoods. It was, you know, you go out and you run and you're gone. I mean, the book I based on my neighborhood and growing up in Westfield. It's not named, but I mean, it was very much the memory of the town that I grew up in. So, I mean, when I was a kid, it was totally, I don't even know if that neighborhood exists anymore in the world. You know, be home by 6, and my parents didn't know where we were. And, you know, 6 o'clock, you go racing them home. You know, it's great.
When you went into this business, how supportive was your family?
Well, I didn't know anyone in showbiz when I started. My father's response was, I don't think I can say that on TV. No son of mine's going to be an effing thespian. So he was not...
really very supportive.
Right. But once I got the movie with Jack on Bissett, he said, bring Jackie home to dinner. They were fine. I mean, they just didn't get it because, I mean, nobody we knew was in show business. Nobody was an actor. We didn't know what that was. And, you know, I acted for the first time in a play in high school when I was 15, and I found myself. It completed me in a way that I hadn't known I was not completed until that moment.
Had anyone I'm sorry for interrupting, Andrew. Did someone push you into that 15-year-old
No, I mean, I was cut from the basketball team, and my mom said, why don't you try out for the play, dear? And I was like, I don't want to be in the play. I want to be the point guard. And so I did try out for the play, and I was cast as the Artful Dodger in Oliver, and I've been playing the same part ever since. I really have. And, but no, I was, you know, Tennessee Williams, the great American playwright, has a line talking about love in Streetcar Named Desire. He said, I think it's Streetcar. He said, it was as if a room that had always been half in shadow was suddenly in the light. And that's the way I felt about myself the second I walked on stage at 15. And I said, I'm doing that. I didn't have any idea how or what. Again, we didn't know anybody. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to do that, but I said, I'm doing that.
I need to press back. That's what you got from your dad, without pushing too hard, because we have young children as well. Your advice to your kids?
Oh, which is why my kids, I think anything that jazzes you and makes you feel like you should pursue. You know what I mean? Because it's particularly acting. There are a lot of people I've met along the years who have kind of said, oh, I want to be an actor. I want to, and they get that sort of regretful look in their eye. I mean, acting's a wonderful, horrible, job, and it's great. But, I think if you find a passion, you need to pursue it.
You got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that there is.
Ugh.
That's all. And I love, creative, whatever that means. Life has been very rewarding to me.
And that, you are so many, it's interesting. There are others who achieve great fame earlier in their career, and then nothing good happened for them. You just seem to be one of those people who just constantly is figuring out not only what the next challenge is, but the things that interest you.
Yeah, I mean, I discovered travel writing. I became a travel writer about 15 years ago, and that saved me creatively. It sort of rebirthed me, if that's a word. And that reinvigorated my creative life completely, which led to this novel, which led to a travel memoir and things. So, and then that led to directing in a very real way. So, which led back to acting, which I did again last year for the first time in a number of years, which I really enjoyed again. I was surprised how much I enjoyed acting again, because I thought I'd gotten kind of jaded and tired and all sorts of baggage with acting, but I did it again. It was really, I remember it was like breathing to me. It's like, I know that.
Sorry for interrupting. Being a curious person, being an open person, is a big part. It seems to me to be a big part of your success. Being open to different possibilities.
Well, I just follow what interests me. I've in that moment when I was 15, that changed my life. I'm good at putting little wedges in those openings. When I see, there I am. I'm good at putting a wedge right in there and prying it open. When I traveled, and it changed me. And I felt again the same way I did when I started acting. I went, oh, there I am. I put a wedge in, opened it, and started making a career out of it.
You've decided, you're not great with agents, are you? I don't know why that hit me.
No, I tend to.
It just hit me.
I'm not, actually.
You must suck with agents.
I'm a bad client. And like when I started writing, I just agented myself the way I wanted to have been agented when I was an actor. And I was great. And I wrote for all these really good magazines because I knew my thing was, people are going to go, oh, the actor thinks he's a writer. Great. So I said, I need to write for all these good magazines and good newspapers. And so by the time I was sort of outed, I'd written for National Geographic Travel and the New York Times, the Atlantic, so that I couldn't be dismissed as easily. I'm a terrible client.
I can tell. But you also know how you want to be positioned.
I do.
Which is the key. And the book, do you mind if I plug?
Please.
Just Fly Away, Andrew McCarthy, New York Times best-selling author of The Longest Way Home. I want to thank you for joining us here on Public Television and wish you and your family all the best.
Thanks.
Thanks. Stay right there. Be right back, one-on-one right after this.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
Yeah, that's Gary V's problem. He does not have enough energy. That is Gary Vaynerchuk, entrepreneur, CEO of VaynerMedia. Gary V, back by popular demand here on Public Television. How you doing, buddy?
Super well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I was just telling you that I go on, check your stuff out. It is motivational, inspirational, focus, specific. What is it all about?
I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that my mother loved me so much that I still need attention from the masses to subsidize that feeling. But look, I think it's about legacy, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to go out and accomplish great things financially and things of that nature. But to me, I love the fact that I think I was parented well. I think that circumstances went in my favor. I think that I work hard. I think my stuff is very old school, tried and true. But I've got a shtick, and I've got a certain style of communicating, and I understand new technologies, and I like that I'm able to penetrate and get to people about things that I believe in that I think bring value, whether it is motivational or really, as interesting for me, very practical and tactical. And so I think it's a combination of me living parallel lives. One where I'm really focused on building businesses and doing my thing, but I do like the camera. I do like this, and I do like interacting with people on the street. Like, hey, that thing you said to me, when you said that to me as we were prepping, like, hey, it brought me value. You know, I decided to check it out. What beats that? Like, there's no paycheck. Like, right? Like
Nothing.
And I know it's cliche and people will say it, but it's just true. And so I like the feeling of communicating with the masses that are interested. Plus, I love squeezing out the bull crap. You know, like, you're not gonna will it to, you know, you're not gonna, there's no secret, there's no shortcuts. And so, not being born in this country, old school stuff, I like pushing it.
Tell people real quick, I hate saying the Reader's Digest, the old school Reader's Digest version of your story.
Immigrant, you know, born in Belarus, former Soviet Union, came to the States, grew up first couple years in Queens and Rego Park, then in Edison, New Jersey, you know, East Coast boy. Dad accomplished an unbelievable feat of coming here with nothing and within a 5-6 year period owning a small liquor store in Clark and Springfield, New Jersey. I'm a baseball card kid hustler, you know, 41, that era. Get dragged into the store, work hard. And me and my dad go on to build one of the largest independent wine stores in the country, winelibrary.com. I then see the internet changing. I start a YouTube show. Then I invest in Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. That obviously does great. My brother graduates college. We start VaynerMedia. And now I'm the CEO of one of the largest agencies in the media, in the new media landscape.
And your books?
4 New York Times bestselling books around entrepreneurship and social media.
And the newest one coming out is called?
The last one that came out was called Ask Gary Vee. The one that will come out in early 2018 is called Crushing It, or Crushed It. I haven't decided. It's the follow-up to the book that really put me on the map, which is called Crush It.
Is it about people who have crushed it?
It is about people who read the first book, went on to win, and now why that model of putting out your expertise on YouTube, Instagram still works.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
What I really like about, and by the way, check out Gary's stuff. There isn't a day that goes by that there isn't something valuable that can help you. You have said, and one of the things that really strikes me is that it ain't for everybody being an entrepreneur. You know, and I'm not going to personalize this too much, but being the head of a production company, raising of the money, pulling the team together, there are days that I'm like, I would like to work for someone else. I would like to have somebody else. The reality is, we want the freedom, but we don't sometimes want that pressure. It isn't for everyone, is it?
I'm super worried that entrepreneurship has been put on this pedestal, right? You know, I'm living a very funny life where people want to take selfies with me.
Tell folks what it really is.
It's
Being an entrepreneur, what is it?
It's all the pressure in the world on you. Like, there's no pointing. Like, everybody that works here, they can point at you. Like,
anything goes wrong.
It's you. And so, it's extremely lonely. People don't talk about that. You know, if you fail, everybody knows you lost. There's no disguising. There's no, oh, it was the superintendent, that's why I didn't get the promotion. But it is it's a calling to the purebreds. The big reason I'm talking a lot about it right now is because it's cool and everybody can put it in their Instagram profile. A lot of kids are getting seduced that could have gone on to have unbelievable careers and very fruitful careers as number 3, 9s, 13s.
What about a number 1?
Number 1's a different breed. You're suffocated by the thought of working anywhere else or letting somebody else control it. The problem is, like anything, there's an enormous amount of baggage that comes along with that excitement. Plus, very few people win. Everybody thinks because of Zucks and because of Instagram and Snapchat, like there's this great fortunes.
Everyone's gonna be Mark Zuckerberg. Everyone.
99% of people that start apps are gonna fail. 99%. And so I want to talk more truths about it, which is something that's not happening right now because it's quite rock star sexy.
Yeah, okay, but here's my problem with you.
Go ahead.
You carry yourself with such a tremendous degree of confidence.
Yes.
You carry yourself with what I like to call, and I do a lot of leadership coaching, communication coaching, executive presence. Where's your vulnerability?
I think my vulnerability when it comes to entrepreneurship is my health, because I've done what I was supposed to do. So the vulnerability is not very high. This is what I'm great at. I mean, like, I just really genuinely believe that. Now, where was my vulnerability in school? I wasn't capable. That's why I was a DNF student. Where would my vulnerability be in 99.9% of other professions? Very high. Whether you're a teacher or an entrepreneur or a ski instructor or a brewmaster, if you find your zone, your vulnerability is very low. This is my zone. This is what I do. But you have to understand, This was lemonade stand at 6. This was shoveling snow at 10. This was making $3,000 a weekend as a 13-year-old selling Don Mattingly baseball rookie cards. This has always been who I was.
But did you always fear on some level, will I hit those numbers?
No.
Why not?
Because I love the process. I don't care about the numbers. I love the process.
But you employ how many people?
750 people.
That means you have to bring in enough money to pay those salaries, pay their health benefits, and keep everyone happy. That's not pressure to you?
Nope.
All right, talk about the social media piece of it and how much of that has been a huge part of your success.
Social media is the slang term for the current state of the media landscape, right?
Make a case.
Make a case. There's not a single person that's watching this that doesn't understand that.
But why do so many people make so many mistakes with social media? What are the keys to success with it? Because it's not just how many people follow you.
Well, it depends on what happens, but let's take a step back. The keys to success is the reason that you're sitting in the seat that you're sitting in. It's called talent. You know, the notion that you're gonna start an Instagram account and make it big as a XYZ is not gonna happen for the far majority of people. The reality, though, is the fact that you can has changed everything. I was a liquor store wine shop owner in New Jersey. The distribution of YouTube and the ability of low-cost production directly to YouTube is why I had an at-bat. So everybody has an at-bat. Right. I compare it to going to Yankee Stadium right now. Everybody gets an at-bat. Everybody in New York, come to Yankee Stadium over the next week. We're gonna throw pitches at you, and if you're good enough, you make the team. How many people are gonna make the team? 6, 1, 0? That's right. But everybody has a chance. And that's what social is. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, they give everybody a chance to be America's gardener. Gives everybody a chance to be America's new fresh-faced model, or comedian, or wine guy, or business leader. It could be anything. You just have to be good enough. Just because you have an Instagram account doesn't mean you're gonna win. And so it's where people's attention is, and wherever people's attention is, the radio, 13 channels on television, 36 channels on television, the internet, the next version of the internet called social media, or whatever's next, wherever the attention is, the people that can best storytell in the context of that new platform will win. That's what I'm good at.
Curious about this.
Yeah.
Your keys to success, we were talking about people, team. You have a great team. We have an extraordinary team. Full disclosure, we have a great team here at Public Television. Behind the camera, making things happen. Great producers, great camera people, great production people, great everybody, right? You have a great team. How's that happen?
Because I work for them. The biggest mistake that managers and leaders make is they think people work for them when they're actually working for them. So I just listen. I reverse engineer. Do they want to make money? Do they want more work-life balance? Do they love to travel? Do they want to be more challenged? Do they want me to call their bluff? Are they kind of just a B player, but a really important piece of the machine? It's just about reverse engineering everybody individually.
People go on Ask Gary V. Put that up, if you could, Jackie. They find what?
They find the ability to search everything I've ever answered for the last 300 episodes of the show.
What kind of things they ask?
You know, people are asking about, like, how do I build my family's pie business on Facebook? I think a lot of people talk about the things that I like to talk about, like self-awareness, empathy, a lot of these EQ skills that I think have really been the foundation of my success. I think that's a big theme. And then there's just a ton of 25-year-olds who are trying to figure it out. And I think I'm giving them a little bit of a different angle, a different voice. One that's optimistic, but extremely realistic. And I think I'm able to penetrate for a lot of them.
You stay away from politics, don't you?
I do.
By design.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Unfortunately, there's certain things in our culture that people are blindly emotional about. I think you have to be able to. It's the same way I don't like getting on Twitter after the Jets lose to the Patriots.
You're intense.
I'm intense. And so I will emotionally say things. It's the one place where I get emotional, so I understand the politics thing.
Give me the Apple show real quick. What is it?
Planet of the Apps, me, Gwyneth Paltrow, Will.i.am, and Jessica Alba.
Gwyneth whom?
Paltrow. Real celebrities and me, seeing kids pitch apps, and it was an incredible experience. Apple's a big-time platform.
When does it happen, in the summer?
Summer. Yeah.
You love your life.
Period.
Because?
I'm grateful. I have perspective. You know, as long as my family's healthy, I'm very, very basic. For all the energy and the bravado and the hype, I keep stuff extremely basic. I woke up this morning, nobody called me in the middle of the night. Of the 7 to 15 people that I most care about having an issue, I'm good. I keep it real basic. I'm gonna get mine. And I'm in control. I don't expect anything. So I'm happy because I'm in control and the people I love are healthy, period.
Gary Vee, thank you.
Thank you.
We all learned from you.
Thanks, man.
Wish you nothing but the best.
You too, my man. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, Delta Dental of New Jersey, Wells Fargo, Bergen Community College, PSE&G, JAG Physical Therapy, and by New Jersey Sharing Network. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
Planning for retirement, whether you are entering the workforce or close to retiring, Wells Fargo can offer you guidance and resources to help you pursue your retirement goals. Planning at any age, from building savings to generating income in retirement, Wells Fargo can provide the tools to help you make the most of your retirement. Wells Fargo, together we'll go far.